I know there's a lot of mosquitoes out there. Believe me, we know it. We see it in our daily trap counts, and we're working as hard as we can.
Mike Martin, chairman of the board for the East Flagler Mosquito Control District, among those working hard to clear out the mosquitoes in Flagler County since the recent storms, and he tells WNZF that help is on the way. Karen Johnson has details.
The recent double hit of hurricanes from Helene and Milton has brought some unwelcome visitors. Mosquitoes.
We had a lot of rain on the weekend before Milton hit. Milton hit on late Wednesday night and Thursday. The previous late Saturday and Sunday, we got a lot of storm. There was a front parked over us. And actually, that storm has produced its own brood of mosquitoes, which really started hitting us late last week. Of course, Milton dropped a lot more rain, and we're getting a lot more mosquitoes, and that's what's coming off now.
Now the task has begun to eradicate.
Earlier, we sent a request to the county's Emergency Operations Center to apply for mosquito spraying. FEMA's contractors or the state's contractors would come in, and they would use fixed-wings planes, and they will just spray the entire county. We got word today that they have granted us that request. The fly in the ointment is that there are now 26 other counties requesting spray service. So they originally told us that we could expect the planes to start spraying in 7 to 10 days. We don't know, obviously, whether that having 10 additional counties will make that 7 to 10 days more like 10 to 15. It's really out of our hands. It's the counties or the Emergency Operations Center that are coordinating this. And so when the planes get here, they'll work out through the Emergency Operations Center's plans. Our tax money comes from, and this is the responsibility of. So we're first going to be spraying inside the district. If the planes are not here when we finish the district, we will be able to go ahead and start spraying other areas of the county, but we hope that the planes will arrive fairly soon.
Martin says the strategy to kill the mosquitoes is really scientific.
We're getting a ton of calls from the southwest section, the Mondex, North Daytona, that area. But the problem is they're all isolated spots. And while we can send the truck out to spray the one property, if you don't spray everywhere, the mosquitoes are just going to come back because our adulticide is designed not to last. It pretty much dissolves well before the night is ended. So there's no point in trying to go out there and spray one property. You have to spray everywhere.
Mike Martin. For Flagler's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. Flagler's Morning News on Wednesday, October 23rd is brought to you by Beaver Toyota, here to wow you.
I saw a vac truck. I said, well, let me stop and watch. So I stopped. I got out of my truck. It took that crew, two-man crew, it took them 4 minutes and 20 seconds to clear a culvert.
And it's terrible. It's terrible. That's why we're losing jobs, because the developers can't develop, because they're told that when you build your building in 24 months, you won't be able to flush toilets. That doesn't make any sense.
If you missed Free for All Friday last week, we've got highlights from the discussion between Palm Coast mayoral candidates Mike Norris and Cornelia Manfrey.
On the topic of Palm Coast's stormwater infrastructure, Manfrey was asked to grade the city's infrastructure performance during Hurricane Milton.
The canals systems and the swales, a B. As far as the sewage treatment, et cetera, the scaring of the public, of telling them not to flush the toilets or use water or take showers, that one is a failure. We are years behind putting in the capital and updating sewage treatment plant 1, which affects most of the city. When you look at the map of the distance that treatment plant covers, it's huge. So you've got sewage treatment plant 2, also newly expanded, that is not taking up the heavier flow from treatment plant 1.
Norris gave the city's stormwater infrastructure a C-.
ITT cheaped out when they designed this city, when you went with that swell system. And for the past 2 years, my wife has clients over in the old B section, and driving through there, I'm like, ooh, water flow is like blood to your heart. If you clog arteries, it's going to back up, and you're going to have a stroke, or you're going to have a heart attack, and you're going to die. And driving through the B section the old B section for the past 2 years, all the culverts have never been cleared. It's like the driveways are collapsing because of all the water that's sitting under the culverts, and it's not working the way it's supposed to because they're not clearing the culverts.
Tomorrow we'll hear from both candidates on a proposed one-year moratorium on residential development in Palm Coast. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Daryl Newton.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.